stuff, and I was like, maybe I should do a calendar, not showcasing myself, but like
Mm.
other people who's been through stuff that I wouldn't even think of even going through at that time. So that's kind of how the calendar came about. All started off with me posing on Instagram and Facebook half naked.
Yeah, it's empowering. I mean, you made it sound so simple. But it's really empowering though, because I don't know if you remember my reaction when you first showed me. You had pulled up the product line on your phone, and I was like, "Who's that?" And he was like, "That's me." And I was like, I did the double take because and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just
I don't take it, man.
that seems like, how do I put it? That was a side of you I didn't get from that initial meeting. And so, yeah, you were just so warm and vibrant. And in this picture was this, not saying you're not confident, but this sexy, confident woman posing. And I was like, yo, that's dope. Because I was like, who should get the model all this stuff? Like, did she contact the modeling agency? No, I thought that was her. Like, that's dope.
Yeah, I'm my own model. I don't believe in having a brand that's saying confidence when the owner's not confident.
Ooh.
So I believe that's why I model for myself now. I used to have models and stuff, and I still post them every now and then. But then it's like, I wanted to stay in the back so much. And I was like, you know what? My boyfriend was like, why are you standing in the back? This is your line. Why would you do this to yourself? So that's when I did lingerie as a challenge. Was that last year? When I turned 30, yeah, last year. I did that challenge, and when I put it out there, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start. And I saw the good feedback I was getting from like men and women and my family and everybody. Like my mom didn't even was upset about me posting half naked. She was like, you're half naked, but I see something in you that I have never seen before. Right. And I was like, okay. In my head, I'm like, well, that's probably I had to have a bottle of rum, but and to see the feedback that everybody gave me, I was like, I'm gonna just be my own model. So now me and my photographer Tish,
shout out to Tish,
man, I'm telling you, she knows what to do. And she's like, you so photogenic. You never thought about modeling your own business? Nope. And then later on down the line, throughout the year, I say by January, I was like, you know what? I'm going to February. My birthday is November. I said, I'm going to just model for myself. Just be my own model, because how can I put off a line that's saying be confident in your own skin, no matter what your skin type is, your skin size, your eczema, your anything that you can think of that makes you feel sheltered. Why should I say be confident in your skin when I'm the owner is trying to be sheltered? So I started taking pictures of myself and posting myself, and I'm my own model for my brand. I just believe that, to me it's right to be my own brand model.
Yeah. Nobody believes in your dream like you do.
Yeah, that's true.
So why not be the cover girl?
Yeah.
Cover girl. You see what I did there?
It's gonna plug that in there.
So let me let's take a step back. Let's go back in time if we can. You had this idea. You were getting ready to put it together. How did you choose? Because I saw you did a open kind of cast call. Like, how did you go through and choose who would be in the calendar?
I chose the women based off their story. Not the way I asked for a picture at first, and then I started throwing in the picture. Because to me, your story is worth more than your picture.
Right.
So I chose the women based upon how detailed and how, what's the word I'm looking for? How detailed their stories were compared to where they come from, what made them come up out that shell, and what was holding them back that they couldn't love themselves within the process that they was going through. Outside of that, the end note was like, out of all the stuff you've been through, out of all the stories, explaining. I was looking at it like explaining yourself, your story, the stuff you've been through, and where you came from, and how did you love yourself within the process. Just make it simple that way. And so I chose the women based upon that. No photos, not how they look, not what size they were, not what color, not what race. I just chose them based upon the true selves in their story. I had a few women send me a few things, and it felt kind of bad because the women that did send me, I kind of knew them, but they didn't send me anything that I felt as it would be worthy to go inside the calendar to help another girl or another woman to get through the situation they was going to go through.
I understand that.
So I know some people was probably mad that I didn't choose them, but I wanted it to be a calendar or empowerment, so to let people know, men and women, and it's showing that men and women are like both empowered over this calendar, which kind of surprised me because I was mostly targeted towards women. But when I saw the men actually reacting and commenting and giving me vibes and stuff like that, I was like, wow, like I'm going way beyond what I expected. And it's just, it's a good feeling. But based upon all of that said, that's how I chose women.
That's cool.
I always go all over the world, come back.
No, listen. I told you last time, Indy. This is your show.
Oh,
like, go down the rabbit hole. I'm there for it.
It's a lot.
Man.
It's a lot.
Listen, I don't care. Listen,
I am
just like with your calendar, it's so much contained in that calendar. Like, and I haven't even read everyone's stories yet. Like, I went through I want to say I read up to about, I think, March or April.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I got to stop. Because I'm like, whew.
Yeah.
And
my girls, they gave me the rawness I wanted. Like, some of them are like real survivors in some real situations.
Yeah.
And they gave me the rawness that I needed. And I'm so blessed to have that opportunity to produce a calendar that these women literally fought for their lives, and they came out of it. And within the whole situation, they found out that they are the ones that are more important than anybody else on this earth. And they love who they are, no matter what, no matter who, no matter when, anything or anybody can say anything to these women. And that's the story within itself in the calendar.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted. And that's crazy because some of the stories I'd have read, you should have seen me try to pick them. Man, I was up here like crying, and I was just like, yes, no to the next person.
Like what I told you, I went through a few of them and put my hand on my chest like, woo.
Yeah.
Because we got a few cancer survivors, domestic violence survivors, mental health survivors. Like it's a catalog,
addiction in there,
right?
Like it's crazy.
And I haven't gotten that part. Like, and I'm
you haven't got to the addiction?
Yeah, I'm like,
wait to breathe out.
Right, man. And what I like is all of them seem happy. Like,
oh yeah,
it's like a different style of happy. It's like one young lady is sitting in a chair, not necessarily doing anything risque, but just hands crossed, just sitting in a chair like this. Y'all can't see me, but
she's like this.
Yeah, and it's like that's hot. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't even mean like in a sexy way. It's just like that's the vibe.
The aura that they put out is sexy. Yeah,
it's like because sex is a mindset.
It is.
You know,
it is.
You can be physically, perfect, but if your mind isn't there, if you don't feel that value in yourself, it'll translate. You'll feel it.
And I didn't know that until like maybe 2 years ago. I don't even know what sexy is. But I found that I'm just my own sexy. I'm goofy. I'm a little nerdy, and I'm just a fun person to be around compared to what everybody tell me. And to me, I just think that's my sexiness. I think me being goofy is sexy.
I think that qualifies.
I really do. And, I don't, of course, I like, some women like lingerie and some women like this, which we all do. But, we can just, like, go play paintball. And that'd be, like, the best date for me. Like, I'm one of those girls,
That's dope.
And to have, like, it's even in the calendar. Like, some of those girls, they don't like the standardized, like, date type situations. I talked to them, and they was like, shoot, let's go paintballing. Like, I was like, okay, cool. So we ended up just kind of just hanging out. And it's funny, when I was with the girls, at first, it was kind of like, and I know you kind of situation. I'm kind of stick to myself. But then throughout the 4 months process with them, they went from that to exchanging numbers and calling each other up and like best friends, and they just, I don't know, it's like from them to even, because they saw my message later on down the line too. Nobody saw my message but me. Nobody saw it. They understood what they was doing, but they didn't understand the emotional aspect until later on, until they got to the photo shoot. When they got to the photo shoot, they took their hair, their makeup. I got their hair done. I got a company to do their hair. I got 2 makeup artists to do their makeup. They didn't have to pay for none of it.
Wow.
And with that being said, you know, I think they kind of just, and I told them, I said, y'all, it's gonna be a long shoot. It's 12 of y'all. And ended up being, it wasn't 12, it was 10 and then me. Because the day of the shoot, I had 3 girls call out the last minute. Oh, man. I had a lot going on with this calendar. 3 girls call out at 8 o'clock that morning. The photo shoot was at 9.
Was it due to nervousness? Or?
Well, one was due to her father didn't want her to look a certain way. I don't think he understood what we was doing, but as a respect, and understood. And the other 2 just was kind of like emergency kind of situation. Okay. So it wasn't nothing like they didn't want to be in it.
Right.
But you gotta roll with the punches.
Yeah.
You gotta roll with the punches. And shout out to a guy named Sam. Man, he really helped me mentally get through this thing, because it's been ups and downs with this whole calendar. But the day of the shoot, it was kind of like we had a little meeting at the beginning. And then I guess when you walk around half naked with everybody, I guess you kind of just lose that edge.
You're right.
And at the end of the photo shoot, I was like, wow, like some of the girls that kind of didn't understand each other end up exchanging numbers and like hanging out and laughing and talking with each other. And to this day, I see them on social media together. Like I helped the friendship through the pain and stuff that they went through. So I don't know. It's certain things like that just kind of make me feel good. Like I actually achieved what I was trying to achieve in the calendar.
Yeah. It's that happiness through osmosis.
Yeah.
Like I was talking about to you earlier before we started recording the video, was that when you guys succeed and get a project done, I literally feel joy for you, because I know what it's like to put something together, give it to the world, and then get that emotional feedback.
Yeah.
You know, it's beautiful.
The feedback I've been getting is outrageous. Like my mind is still blown, man. Like I'm getting stuff from men and women. That's crazy.
That should tell you something. Like and this started with you. That's the thing that makes it kind of cool. It started with you. You branched out to these women, and now they're going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's spreading.
Yeah.
And it all because you were brave. That's
yeah, I guess.
No, like real talk. Like I'm looking at the grand scheme of things, and look at this type of confidence they exude now. Now there's a sisterhood of these women that conquered these adversities, and now they can kind of maybe create their own platform to do it again in their own way to other women. So you were the catalyst of this. You took pain and you made it triumph. Yeah,
I wanted to take pain and make it beautiful.
You did that.
That was that was what I wanted to do.
You did the hell out of that.
Thank you.
And even outside of this, like reading that story, and if you're hearing this, I encourage you to buy a calendar and just get to that first page. Man, I'm telling you, in case you don't, if you can't tell by the laughter, India is the first page. Yeah. But that story punched me in the stomach early, and I sat in the car because you had sent it to me by mail. I got the mail. I'm like, oh, it's here. So I sat in the car, and whoop, and I read the opening statement. Yeah. And I was like, okay, and man, I was just sat there. It was like reality hit me of how real life can be and how different it can be for everyone. Yeah. But it's possible to come out of it beautiful. Yeah. And wow.
You just have to find, especially with me, my story, you just kind of just have to find positive ways. And I know that's hard. That is so, I'm trying not to curse. That's so hard.
Please curse.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like, it's so hard to try to, when you're in that dark tunnel and you're doing things and nothing is working, nothing is coming out the way you want, and you think, you go into situations and you think people love you, and they really don't. They go on your back, they change your mind, anything you think of. It's really hard to try to find something positive. That's how I got into anime. That's how I got into cartoon and stuff, because it's like, I look at it as a different way. These people are fighting and stuff for their lives and fighting for their things, but yet at the end of the road, they're happy, no matter what the struggle with, no matter how many people they beat up and sliced up. Afro Samurai, that's my dude. My dog. No matter what you do, you're doing it for you, and you're doing it for the people that you love. And so, outside of this calendar, with my story, it was tough. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I had a lot of mental up and downs, and but for me to come out of that situation and stuff I've been through, and to produce something like this, the people who know me, really know me, they know I'm on a whole nother level right now, because I wouldn't have never done anything like that. I wouldn't have been talking to you. I want to share my story. I'll probably be still in my box, because I was living two worlds. One world, I was being India in the face, laughing and joking around, and being, this person that everybody can like. And then behind doors, I would go home and cry and just be in silence and have suicidal thoughts and all kinds of stuff. But I had to find a way to break off that dark tunnel so I can shine through the light. And a lot of people go through stuff like that, and they don't really have anybody to talk to. Like me, I didn't have anybody to talk to. Heck, on my first page, I have hotlines at the bottom that people can talk to that you wouldn't even know. That they won't share your things if you want to have somebody to talk to. It's different people you can talk to around you that kind of helped me out, That's how I fell in love with chemistry, because I had a chemistry teacher that I can go talk to every now and then. But, you just have to look at different situations and try to find a positive, which is really hard. You have to find something that keeps you happy out of every situation. And when you find something that keeps you happy in every situation, believe me, you will get through that tunnel. Because even with me, heck, 3 years ago, I was back in that dark tunnel. So for me to actually go through it and help myself go through counseling, first I had to trust my counselor because I didn't trust her. And then after a while, she was like, India, do you want me to be nice to you, or do you want me straight up? And I told her, I said, I would respect you more if you were straight up with me. I love that lady to this day. And, just going through that, because she helped me go back through certain situations that I regressed. Certain emotions that I regress. So, and what I mean by that is, it's like certain things happened to me when I was smaller that I regressed it. I took it, I hid it back in behind my head, behind all them bricks, and put a wall up to try to figure out the rest of my life. But in thought, the stuff that was behind those walls and those bricks, those was the things that was peeking through the holes again. And I was wondering why I keep going back to things, and found out that I what's the stuff with the military people be having? PTSD. Certain things and certain scenery would make me go back to those emotions when I was a child.
Wow, it would trigger it.
Yep.
Wow.
So for me to actually go through those situations and stuff like that, even with certain things what people say, like me and my boyfriend now, now we're good, but me and him used to kind of talk and stuff back and forth, because I used to get mad at him, and he was like, why you get mad at me? I was going through those emotions.
Trigger.
And I did not know that. And so when I went through counseling, it helped me go through and helped me get out of these situations that I thought that I honestly forgot, but apparently I didn't. So all that's in the top story, guys. Right. But all of that said really helped me to become who I am today. I'm not perfect. I still have things that I'm still working through. But I'm happy where I am. It's a lot, but I'm really happy with where my emotions and stuff is lately.
Well, that's good progress. I wanted to ask you more about counseling, because not just from the perspective of outside looking in, but also from somebody who is struggling with talking to a counselor. The concept of that is still a little raw with me. How did you get on that path? Like, what made you decide that, okay, I am going to talk to this counselor? And if you can, just revisit that memory, like, what did you feel?
I got tired of feeling bad for myself, and I got tired of feeling like I was a failure, and I got tired of feeling like I was just overall just mad at who I was. Okay. I wasn't emotionally happy. I wasn't. And I remember myself saying, gosh, I'm not happy with who I am. Not because of the stuff that I do. I just wasn't happy of who I was. And for me to go through those situations, I said, okay, well, I want somebody to talk to. Okay, I can't talk to this person. All right? Because I don't believe that person will give me the feedback I need. And I started going through the people that I think I can talk to. And I tried to talk to one person, and it didn't work out too well. So my boyfriend's sister, she works with kids and stuff that deal with rape and everything. And I talked to her. It's like, hey, I need a counselor. I'm going to give this thing a shot. Not because, not because I just needed something new, but because I just emotionally felt like I need to talk to somebody who don't know me, who don't know anything about me, who's going to listen to me but don't bullshit me. And that's how I found the counselor, the person I went through. When I first met her, I was kind of shy and scared. I was sitting in the corner, on the couch. They make you sit on the couch. Why all counselors do that? Just give me a chair. But she made me sit on the couch, and she was like, she said straight up, why are you here? And not in a bad way, but like, why are you here? And I was like, well, I'm just not happy. Like, things kind of going through my life, and I'm not really happy where I'm at now. She's like, India, you graduated from college, you attempted grad school, you did all this stuff. And I was like, well, I did all that to make other people happy. I never did all of that. No matter if I graduated magna cum laude, I didn't do that to make me happy. I made that to make my family happy. It was a happy moment in my life because I did it, but I wasn't really happy within myself.
Gotcha.
One reason why I got up and loved grad school. In the middle of grad school, 3.2 GPA, just got a little.
Wow.
Yeah. But sitting on the couch with her, and next thing I know, she's, talking about situations, and I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Talking about situations, and then I kind of opened up, and I told her about how my father is not in my life, and then kind of how other situations was not a part of me. So I kind of went from house to house, and my grandmother raised me. And once my grandmother passed away, I felt like I was alone. I really did. And so she talked about it, and she told me, she said, India, you're still grieving. And I was like, well, my grandmother passed away when I was 14. Ain't no way I'm still grieving of that. She said, you're grieving because it's not of your grandmother. You're grieving because you lost people that's supposed to be dear to you, supposed to have you back, and end up leaving your life. And she said, you never recovered from that. So, oh gosh, you already know it.
I see it.
And she said, you never recovered. So she helped me get through those situations and helped me get through all of that stuff. And all of that actually, it hurt to relive it. Because a person that kind of regressed and kind of like put it behind them, for you to actually go through and get through certain situations in life, you gotta relive it. And when I mean relive it, not like go through it again, but like sometimes, especially the child, you know, you kind of just put it behind you so you can kind of keep moving forward with life. But you can't really move forward and shine through life if you still have chains and boulders and stuff behind you pulling you down. So I had to go back and break my chains. I still got one. But I had to go back and bring the heaviest ones down. And, you know, with me having a counselor, to me, it helped me. I can't say if it's going to help everybody. But for me to have somebody to talk to, that actually can understand what I'm going through, really helped me. And I thank God for Miss V, man. I really do. Because the stuff I went through and the stuff that I had to go back and relive was very hard. It was. But I'm happy. I really am. That I don't have to go back through that and stuff anymore, because those dark tunnels, bro. If anybody has been through a dark tunnel, they're scary. You're literally going against your own brain. And what I mean by that is like, especially when you don't feel like you want to be here anymore, you're really going against yourself. It's like half your brain wants you to do one thing, the other half wants you to do other. So you're like literally sitting there like to yourself. And it's scary. I ain't gonna lie. But I chose counseling for my own personal reasons, and it helped me. I don't know if it's gonna help everybody, but for a person, I didn't go see a shrink or nothing like that. And then yes, I tested myself to make sure I wasn't, you know, I had psych issues.
Right.
And I don't, so that's good. I was like, oh Lord, here we go. That's why I'm crazy. But yeah, so, you know, but I tested myself just to make sure, because if I did have psych issues, I want to be able to treat myself, you know. Mm-hmm. But no, it was just the stuff I went through really had an emotional tie on me, and I did not believe that something as you grow up as a child, with or without stuff, you know, being an only child, I felt like I shouldn't have grew up the way I did. I do. But, you know, I'm kind of glad I did. And I'm not happy I am, but the stuff I went through made me stronger as who I am now. I don't take nothing from nobody. And everybody who knows me know I don't. But I just, lately, if I want something, I just go for it. And it actually brought out the bravery that was in me that I never thought I had. And man, got me crying every time I get on your dang on show.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with it.
Every time I get on your show, you always got me crying. But yeah. So out of everything, you know, people who go through counseling, I feel like it's going to be a decision that's on yourself. I never push counseling on people, but I do suggest that it help. Mm-hmm. And the people that I suggested it to was real against it, counseling, but they ended up helping them or their marriages out. So sometimes it just feels good to talk to somebody that's not one-sided. I'm just put it that way. Or somebody that only sees you and want to just listen to you, but they don't want to listen to your situation. Mm. So that actually helped me out too. Just to have somebody who was just not biased, null and void. They're just here to hear your situation, to help you bring you out of your situations.
Well, that's really touching.
Sorry, guys.
No, don't apologize. They may need to cry some tears too. I was talking to a friend of mine via text today, early this morning, and she's going through something, and I just flat out said, "Yo, look, you know, we're pretty cool if it's okay to let your armor down and just let the wounds heal for a minute. You know, you know, people who are here for you want to see you succeed, and I feel like you're advocating that in your own way." You turn this situation into your own superhero story.
Oh wow! Cool.
Yeah, and yeah. I'm getting caught up. It's in the back of my throat. Back of my throat. No, so looking back at that old India and looking at you now, you're a much more vibrant person from what I'm hearing where you were earlier. We've even hung out a few times, and when we get the clip together, we just go and act wild. You also bartend. If I'm not telling your business, I think most people know.
Everybody know me. Know I bartend. They probably know me bartending more than they know about
you know what? You might be right. But it's one thing I do notice is whenever, like I saw you a few nights ago. I came there to see you. I think you were celebrating your birthday still that weekend, and you just light up. It's like, hey, like it's like it seems like I could have seen you a day ago. You're still excited to see, your friends and people coming to see you.
Yeah.
And that's kind of infectious.
Okay.
Like, so I don't know if you noticed that, or if anybody told you that. It's like
people told me my laugh is infectious.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, people told me that, but when people around me. I try to make sure that when you're around me, I want you to have a good time, especially my bartender. Mm-hmm. What's the point of you coming around me and being, at my bar and you're not having a good time? You could have got some liquor and went at home. I'm here to make sure you have a good time, make sure you get your day back right. If you had a bad day, let's talk about it. I guess me being a bartender, I guess I'm a counselor.
I agree.
You think so?
I agree.
I think I'm more like somebody you just talk to. But people do talk to me about some situations. I'm just be like, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but I'm gonna tell you what I'll do.
That's counseling.
Is that counseling?
Yeah, absolutely.
But people, I have a lot of regulars. A lot. And I'm sure everybody that knows me know I have a lot of people. But I think the reason why I have a lot of regulars because, whatever they go through, I can see it in their face because I've been through, stuff already. And I'm just like, all right, cool. Let's get this off your face. Screw all that. Because you remember I was telling you about that slit of positivity? Mm-hmm. Everybody needs some positivity in their life. Yeah. So when people come see me, I feel like they get that positivity because all the stuff that they've been going through with their job or their work or their husband or their wives or their kids, anything. They just lost a car not too long ago. I don't know what people go through, but I feel like when they come see me, I feel like I'm their sliver of positivity. I wish I had, I had a few people. My cousin Damien's definitely my positivity. But I kind of live life like he lived life for me, making sure I was good and we'll go out, go ride in the car, go to his friends' house, go play basketball. I don't play basketball. I watch him play basketball. And, me and my cousin, we still cool to this day. But it's like, I kind of I like to give off that energy that he give off to me. So when my people come see me and stuff, I want to give them a snippet of positivity. And that's kind of what I preach when I'm at the bar. I want my people to be happy. I want my people to be having a good time. And that's about it. And everybody that does, they kind of have a good time when they're with me. Like, real good time. It's like sometimes too good.
Yeah, it be jumping. It be lit. No, pun intended. Pun intended. Yeah, because and the thing I notice is I don't want to call you a tomboy.
No, I am.
You're a tomboy. All right. So
I am.
With you being a tomboy, the conversations like that we have when we all sit together, like for instance, you guys introduced me to cigar smoking.
Oh yeah.
It was my very first time. Malcolm had come down. We was like, yo, let's go to Art Walk, just do stuff. Mm-hmm. And y'all introduced me to several different venues because that was my first time hanging with y'all. Mm-hmm. So I'm normally kind of reserved. I'm like kind of to myself, kind of quiet, but y'all like brought it out me. Yeah. Y'all made me comfortable enough to joke. Yeah.
Well, we want people to be comfortable around us.
Right.
He's a social Nah, I'm the social butterfly. I talk to everybody, but he just like to make sure everybody have a good time too.
Right.
He's like me, you know. That's why me and him click so well.
Mm-hmm.
And we want people. I guess I'm a tomboy. I'm a different girl. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah,
I am.
And that's not like discrediting any other woman who has their womanly wiles or anything like that. It's just your personality suits your vibe that you exude. Like you said, you like anime. You're a bartender. You crack jokes.
Yeah, I do.
We made fun of people. It's just a good time, and like you're easy to talk to, and that's the number one thing. You're pretty transparent.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, man. You just warm and inviting, and that's why I'm glad to like push behind anything you do, because it's like whenever I see you, I don't feel like, oh, that's India from Blindia by India. I can say, no, India, that's my homegirl. Yeah. And that's like a different dynamic, you know. So this calendar, man, this was incredible. This was incredible.
That's a lot.
If I may ask, you know, are there any other projects you got lined up, or are you just kind of absorbing these flowers before you do anything else?
Right now, I'm just pushing the calendars right now.
Okay.
I had a lot of men open up, say they want a calendar, and I was like,
Hey.
But the thing with men is that I want them to be as open and as raw as my women, and I don't know if men gonna be able to do
That's
that.
Scary.
See, most men they carry this guard about themselves. It's just a natural guard, because when people look at men, they look at them, you know, suppliers, providers, you know, manly things. Right. And for a man to open up, you know, to somebody, it's already hard, but them to open up to standards of being accountable, be read by a whole bunch of people, I don't know. I had 2 people that said yeah, but you know, but it's only if I gave myself a goal. I said if I meet my goal and my quota of selling my calendars, I will open up an opportunity to do a man's calendar. I definitely want to do another women's calendar.
Okay.
Because I have a lot more women that's telling me a lot more stories. So it's opening up to a whole nother dynamic, of which I thought I was going to do this one-time thing, but we'll see. We'll see. But the man has opened up, and if men are willing to be as, I guess, vulnerable is what you would say, as the women's were, then yeah. Then other than that, I don't know. It would be nice. I would love to do a men's calendar, you know, because you got other men's. Well, I said men's. Why I keep saying men's? You got other men.
I said women's.
Because you got other men out there that need to listen to stories too.
I agree.
I can't even go on the things I can think of that men go through, because I see it with my cousin every day. I see it with my boyfriend every day. I see it with y'all, you know. And some of y'all do open up, and I honestly, that was my boyfriend. I'm sorry, y'all. I honestly don't know if men will be able to open up that way, but it'll be nice. You know how powerful that would be if a man opened up?
The fact you saying that makes
that'd be dope.
That kind of makes it really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, to hear a guy say it, that's one thing, but to hear a woman who's done it saying, "Come on, do it."
Yeah.
That's like, you know, I might try out. You know, but
I might do an open call, and we're gonna see. I don't know. If I meet my quota of my calendar sales, I would do an open call. And with the open call being said, I might either do a men and women calendar, like women and men, you know, like half the screen, or I might do just all women. I don't know. I have to keep the women in there though, because I do like that aspect. Cause women they put it all out there. You read it.
Yeah.
They put it all out there.
No holding back.
Nothing. Shout out to my girls.
Y'all did it.
But yeah, and then outside of the calendar, guys, I do have so I sponsored small businesses around here in Mobile. Well, sorry, small business sponsored me, put that way, in the calendar. So in the calendar, you'll see little aspects of Y'all can see that little businesses around town. And then I have to give the people, I wanted to kind of help people around Mobile a little bit too, to get recognized and known. So the people that sponsor, they have their little area where to find them, what they do and everything. And then at the bottom of the calendar, I have discount code. So each month is a discount code for my product line.
Cool.
1 month is like bath bombs. 1 month is beard oil. 1 month is soap. 1 month is my all natural body butter. It's been healing scars and stuff. Like, it's a lot. And then I think the last month, I don't know, guys. I made this whole calendar and I kind of still don't know what I have in here. And then on the back, you'll see the people they kind of helped out. The Pillars is a kind of 2-story building on Government Street. Mm-hmm. They donated the building to me to make the calendar.
What?
Yeah. And then this is my photographer, Tish. And then I have my makeup artist, Jamie and Brooke, and then Tyree is the hairstylist. So for the girls, they got here. One of them came from Ohio. That was
Wait, what?
She came from Ohio. One of my girls came all the way from Ohio to be in this calendar. So with that being said, that's pretty cool. And she got one of the rawest stories. So I have that, and then I have gosh, I was losing track of mine. Yeah, so these are the people in the back that helped me out and everything. And then I'm trying to think. That's it. That's all. And then at the front, when you first open the calendar, you have the purpose. It says not your average calendar, which is not. And then on the bottom, it has ways to seek help, and it has the anonymous helpline, so you can talk to people or call people without it being, it's anonymous.
Right.
So I wanted to have anonymous helpline so people who are a little bit scared still to talk to somebody. Because I use an anonymous hotline myself at one point. And so we got anonymous hotline for like drug abuse, one for domestic violence, and one for suicide. So that's my calendar. It's my baby. I put a lot of work and a lot of hours into this thing, and I'm just, nobody else proud of me. I'm proud of myself.
Believe me, there are several of us who are.
It's a lot of work, and it came out the way I wanted to come out.
I think that's probably the biggest thing, to see it come to fruition the way you wanted it. Let me ask you something as far as the business aspect, because I saw you were asking, when you you did another open call for the businesses, and I was like, yo, dope idea.
Yeah,
that's a good way to advertise.
My brother Malcolm helped me out on that one.
Shout out to Malcolm. I see you, bro. What we talk about the women who came forward and wanted to be a part of that. What about the businesses? Like, when you saw the different businesses that messaged you back and let you know, hey, they want to be a part of it. Like, what was your reaction to that?
Oh, this is dope. That was what I was thinking in my head. This is so dope, man.
Oh my god.
The reason why I said that, because it's not your average businesses, I guess you would say. I got like a nightclub, I got a cigar lounge, I got a podcast, I got hair and makeup, I have I got somebody that does engines and stuff, like a mechanic. Yeah, I got a mechanic in here. I got somebody that print t-shirts. Like, it's like all over the place. And for all these small businesses, it's be like, hey, that sounds like a dope idea. I'll give you a chance. That actually just made me feel good overall, because I was kind of happy that they saw my vision more than I did. So they saw my vision just as much as I did. And once I broke down, because I had to type everybody up stuff, sorry for the bad spelling, guys. I'm not a grammar queen. But but I typed everything up and I sent it to them, and they was like, yeah, that's fine, that's good. And the people that said they didn't want to do it, they didn't want to do it. I kind of just, left it up to the person upstairs and be like, hey, if you want this to happen for me, man, help me out. And sure did. Everybody just helped me out and sponsored. And with that being said, that made me feel great.
Right.
Yeah, because it's like, I didn't want to just have a calendar with just me and my girls and my discount. That's nice. But I want to showcase small businesses around town, so now the people that help me, I can help them.
Right.
And that's what I wanted to do. So each month, you know, you have different, like I got a pressure washing company.
Right.
Like that's crazy. So the people that help me, I want to help them back out. So if they need needs and stuff, or somebody that needs help with something, they can just look on here and be like, hey, okay, I'm gonna call this number. Hey, can you pressure wash my building, you know, in 2 weeks? Or hey, okay, so I got a new product line coming out. I want to get a podcast. Can we hook up a podcast? Like I wanted to help other people that help me to make this happen. So that's why I put the little sponsors down in the bottom, and they're legible. You can read them. They're big enough, and I loved it, you know. And like I said, when I hand designed this calendar myself, I hand designed and I did everything with a purpose. I want to make sure that you see the girls, see the story, see my discounts, and see the people that sponsored. Everything else is like, you know, just the months, but those are the top things that I wanted to be showcased on this calendar, and which they are. It made me happy. And then outside of that, each month you have ways to love yourself. So it's like different ways to love yourself throughout the month. You have a daily, you have a weekly, and then you have a monthly. So for instance, your daily is to write a sticky note on your mirror of things that you love about your body or love about yourself. And then your weekly be like dance around the house naked to your best song, you know. And then the monthly is like take yourself out on a date. I used to take myself out on dates all the time. First of all, it's cheaper. And then second of all, I can like the days I was single, I used to take myself on dates all the time. It's cheap, be there by myself, hang out with a few people, meet some new people, network, and then go home. It's great. And so yeah, so all that's in here, and it's just an overall I'm just glad I'm getting the feedback I'm getting off of it. I was not expecting to get this feedback, Jeremy.
Oh,
this
man.
Is amazing.
I'm happy for you. Like, you had posted a few of them, of the people who got theirs, and I was just like, man, look at Cisco. Look at Cisco, man.
And I just started selling these last week.
Right.
Yeah. It makes me happy. And somebody was like, had a private message. I had two girls call. Two girls called me. They was on the phone just crying. I said, what you crying about? This calendar is so beautiful. They said, I couldn't get past your month.
I told you, man.
And I was like, and the girls that called, it was like this college friend. And she was like, I remember when you used to just like sit behind yourself and you used to not come out and stay in your room and watch cartoons. And now you making something like this. It's totally opposite of you. And I was like, yeah, I said, but this is the real me. It's the person that actually wanted to do all this. I was too scared to actually do it. So I kind of I live by that same goal. I told you, remember that? If what's the worst you can hear is no.
Yep.
Remember I told you that?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the worst you can hear is no. And so I've been still living by that. It's been a whole year. Still living by that. The worst you can hear is no. If not, just keep pushing for it. Somebody will accept it, you know.
Fact.
And you know, it was at first, because at first I even had trouble finding the girls. Yeah, no, women didn't understand what I was doing at first, and they didn't understand. They thought I was just doing a lingerie calendar.
Okay.
And then the girls that's in the calendar, when I told them that they would have to wear like it's a sexy kind of lingerie calendar, they didn't understand where I was coming from. They thought they had to be fishnets and all kinds of stuff. I say, no, bro, you go. I said, I'm buying them. I'm buying y'all t-shirts, which I did. I bought all them t-shirts in the color scheme of what the calendar is. And then I said, y'all can wear t-shirts, cut it up or whatever, and then show a little thigh meat. That's all you gotta do. Right. And I said you can wear long socks, and because one girl she didn't want to show her scars. That's what she told me from her domestic violence.
Gotcha.
She said she didn't want to show her scars, and I had to straight up tell her. I told her, I said, your scar is not an issue of where you came from; it's where you going. I said your scar should never be hidden. Your scar should be a reminder of what you've been through and what you survived. So even with my scars, I keep my scars. You know, it's covered up right now with bracelet, but I keep my scars because I look at it as something that I survived mentally, or her, something she survived, you know, with her domestic violence. And ever since then, I'm seeing this girl wearing crop tops. I said, girl, I never seen you wearing dang on crop tops. And she wearing crop tops and stuff. And I was like, wow, like, I don't know. I didn't expect myself to be a motivational speaker. I never thought of myself being that, man.
It's crazy. Huh?
To this day, I still don't think of myself being that. But I'm a person that tells the truth and tells the truth of how I live it.
That's all the motivation you need. Just the courage.
Yeah. And I used to read, it was a book I read called Scarred Woman. Yeah, Scarred Woman. And it's a book for a whole bunch of like things to get you through. It's like you get to pray and some meditation. Is like certain things you eat, you know, make you feel some type of way. And it's a beautiful book. And I read the book and I passed it down to a friend because that book kind of got me to where I need to go. Mm-hmm. And it actually kicked off my journey of loving myself. I read that book, gosh, it's been about 4 years ago now, 4 or 5. I could text her and be like, when I get that book to you? And I told her to pass it down, and she ain't passed it down yet. She kind of kept it. But she'll pass it down when she needs it.
Yeah, when she's ready.
But it's called Scarred Woman, and that book it actually kick-started my journey of loving who I am. So this ain't been no like around the corner kind of journey of loving myself, y'all. This been about when I started my business, when I started making my own products. I started making my own products about 7 years ago. I didn't go into business until 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. It is my 3rd year in business. But I don't count the first year because I was just trying to see if I wanted to do it.
Testing the water. I feel that.
Testing the waters, yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. It's that, and then when I saw people with my products and stuff, helping kids and stuff, and their parents sending me pictures of before and after with the baby hairs halfway gone, and I replenished the hairs. Like, I did that. Like, everything is still a shock to me. And I feel like it would forever be that way because, I don't know, I never saw myself as being the queen of a temple. I always saw myself as being like, you know, somebody in the kitchen cooking, you know, somebody just cooking for the queen, and a person that's helping a friend out, a person that's always helping somebody out. And now everybody's looking at me like I'm the top one on the thing and they're helping me out. But I don't think that. In my head, I still think that I'm helping everybody else out. Because I don't believe in one person going to the goal. I feel like everybody should go there.
That is why you'll be successful. That right there is why you'll be successful.
And you know that.
Yeah.
Everybody know that. I don't believe in me just helping one person. I'm never a self-seated person. Yeah. That's the word. I'm never not that kind of person. I'm just me. And I always believe that I should help other people. Like even with my calendar, I could have left the people, you know, the businesses out of there and still had a pretty good calendar. But to me, I still wanted to help people that actually help. Like all these people in here did something for my business. If it wasn't sharing a post or buying products for a Christmas party or something like that, you never know. And I don't know, they kind of believed in me. So it was just like, hey guys, y'all want to get some products? And y'all want to be in my calendar? What calendar? And I had to tell them about the calendar. And that's a good idea. I never seen a calendar like that. And next thing I know, yeah, here's the money. It's a sponsorship. It's like, oh, appreciate it, bro. Thank you. And next thing I know, I have this thing in my hand finally. After all that work, I had somebody designing it, and 2-3 days before I was supposed to give it to 2 days before I was supposed to give it to the company to print it. When I went back and looked at the design, it was only 2 slides done. 2 out of 30 slides. Yep.
Yo.
So for 4 days straight, with about 2 hours of sleep each day, I designed my own calendar. That's a lot of work, bro.
Yo.
I went back and forth with the printing company. Y'all can't see
the face I'm giving her right now.
Yeah, 2 days before I was supposed to have this to the printing company, the person only did 2 slides. And then later on down the line, so I sat down. My boyfriend was just making sure I was still alive.
Right.
Sat down on my computer, watched a lot of TV, fall asleep on the couch, go back in the room, get some coffee, and I take naps in between because I was still bartending. It was a weekend. I was trying to get to the girl on Monday, but I didn't give it to her on Tuesday. And because I was going to get it printed myself too, but I just went through a printing company because I just didn't have the time.
Right.
I had a deadline, was November the 18th. I didn't get the calendar until December the 9th. And so, because I had to go back and forth with the printing company, and they was going, and the things wasn't right with, anyway, long story short, when I finally opened the box, I did a live view on Facebook.
I watched it.
With me pouring up a glass of wine.
I saw you.
And when people see, I poured a big glass of wine, and I held this thing like a baby, because from all the stuff that I went through with the back and forthness, the 3 girls dropping out the day before, 1 hour before, and everything you think of, I finally got my calendar. It's just like, because I was like, nothing's going to mess me up. Like, that's what I'm thinking in my whole head. Like, I'm getting this thing out. Mm-hmm. I already paid all these people a lot of money, just put it that way, because I funded everything. And I was like, I'm pretty much, my bank is negative like this much. So it's like, you know what? I'm getting this dang on thing printed. And I don't care what nobody else going to tell me. And to hear success stories out of all that stuff I've been through, it's good. It makes me feel like I did what I wanted to do, and I did what was right to do. Because when people read this calendar, man, the people that's been reading it now, and the other people who's been reading these ladies' stories, because somebody that I tried to get designed was like, I want the stories out. I just put the girls on there and blah, blah, blah. I was like, no.
That's not fair.
The main part of this calendar was to have my stories.
Correct.
I want my stories. Is that if I don't have anything but the girls and the stories, that's all I need. And I said the stories is what is going to be the backbone of this calendar, and it is. It is. It's not the beautiful pictures. It's not them showing thigh meat. It's not them. It's not even me as the Blendia, as my company. I keep saying the Blendia company. See, I'm trying to go back in that tone. It's not as me. I'm trying to get used to being the top person. It's not me, like with my business. It's not me trying to put discount sales and stuff on. All these things are additives. The meat of the story, the good old turkey meat that you get at, what's that school? Dang, at Alabama State. You know the Alabama State big old turkey legs?
Yes.
Bruh. I go to A&M and I still get me a turkey leg. But the turkey leg, the big old meat of this thing was the story. It's the story first, then the girls, then me. No, then the sponsors, then me. That was my order. And that's what it is. And when people look at the calendar, it's like, oh, I ain't even read the stories. I was like, man, you better go back and read the story.
Right.
And they read the story and it was like, oh my goodness.
Right.
That's why when you open it, it's not your average calendar, because it's not. Yeah, it's not. I haven't seen a calendar made like this yet. Now that don't mean next year I might see plenty more from other people, but if I do, to be honest, I won't be mad.
Right.
Because I want the message to be out there more than anything.
Right.
I want people to actually get help out there, because everything, that's why January is the mental, because everything that's surrounded by them, domestic violence, addiction, breast cancer, anything that's in there, all surrounded by your mental. You have to have a mental to survive these breast cancer. You have to have the right mental to get through domestic violence. You have to have the right mental to be strong enough to get through addiction. People don't think of it that way. That's why mental is January.
Dope. Dope. You just blew my mind. Mm-hmm. Dope. I like that.
Yeah. So, and I wasn't going to be January. I wasn't even going to be in the calendar. But it's funny how things work and how nature wants you to do things that you don't think you wanted to do.
I think it's appropriate if we kind of look back over the course of this interview. It all started with you telling your story. Mm-hmm. And this calendar begins the new year with you, telling your story. And the people you affected trickling afterwards, even the businesses that believe in you following afterwards. It says a lot.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
So proud
That's
of you.
crazy.
G. Proud of you, man.
Thanks. I just wanted to do something that was different and something that can actually help people get through situations. Because somebody bought one of this for their daughter. Their daughter's 14. And one person, I was like, you bought that for your daughter? I said, it's some crazy stuff in there. And they was like, no, I want my daughter to know whatever situation, because she was going through bullying through school.
Oh, okay.
And one girl talks about bullying. And he was like, no, I want her to know that whatever situation she go through in life, she can get out of it. And that's why he bought his daughter a calendar. Because I was little, anybody at 14? I mean, he's some naked women in there. And like, I want your girl to think of, I don't want your daughter to think of, this is how she's supposed to dress. And he was like, nah, she don't look at it at that at all, because she look at it as, after she reads the story and then look at the woman, she look at it as somebody that actually went through something traumatic and got out of it as a shining star. So that made me, my emotions. And I was like, dang, like I didn't think about it like that. So it's cool how people get these different interpretations from a project that I put out that I didn't even think it was going to go this direction. And what's making me so happy that all ages is loving it. That's what's making me happy. All ages, all race, men, female. I have a client. I have a few customers that are gay, and they love it. So it's making me happy that everybody is loving this calendar, even though it's all about women. But they look at it as their own survival story. Like they're making their own survival story out of the situation that they're going through right now. And that right there within itself is more powerful to me than me even making the calendar.
When you're crossing boundaries just by simply telling a story, that's motivating enough. Yeah,
it really is. And me just seeing this happen, piece by piece, and every day I get on here on my Facebook and stuff, and somebody somebody's telling me something they loved about it, and it's amazing. I was, as a person who was doing this count, I did not think to get that much love from it. But I guess one of my friends that sponsored it was like, Indy, you're going to get a lot of love because you put a lot of love into it. And so you put your heart and soul in this thing. I said, I did. I said, my heart, soul, and a pinky toe. And I don't know. It's like my baby. I haven't even put one on my wall. I'm going to frame this thing because this is like the biggest project I've ever done in my life.
It's
besides graduating.
Besides getting your diploma, that is amazing. You've inspired countless, and I'm pretty sure countless more will be. And this is history. I don't know if you grasped that yet. This is historic, dude. Because
I'm looking at me just trying to help other people who's going through situations to try to get out of these situations that they're in.
Right.
When you're dealing with something as vulnerable as these situations that they're going through, and I've known people who's been through these situations, they never came out. Especially with domestic violence and stuff like that. So it's just, I just wish I would have made something like this earlier. I wasn't so afraid of myself to do it. But with me making this now, and it's getting the feedback that I need to get, that I wanted from it, it makes me happy, because it's like I probably was too late to help somebody else, but I can help thousands more that's going through this situation now based off one story.
Right.
Because even with my domestic violence story, they're not the same.
They're not.
Nobody's story is the same.
Right.
And that's what's amazing. and I love it, and it's so great. When I got home from work, and I saw that thing I saw them boxes on my steps. I went and hugged the boxes, and I was like, I'm gonna pour my glass one. I was like, nope, I'm gonna do it live.
There you go.
I opened up the box live, made me a glass of wine. Boop, 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 boop. I bet them people like, damn, she's still pouring.
Hey, special occasions.
Man, I'm telling you, like, you have no idea the stuff I went through with that calendar and trying to get it out, trying to just publish it. Now it's me trying to get it out there, and I think hopefully everybody can buy it, because that would mean a lot to me that people will buy it, because it's not your average calendar.
Right. It's a hell of a story behind it, and I think my thing is, even if you're not hearing about the business side of it, you know, you still beat that. You know, every journey has its own stumbling blocks, and just hearing what you had to do, I didn't even know that about only the 2 slides being done and having to go back and do it yourself still.
Yeah, I was working both jobs that weekend and doing that.
Cause, jeez Louise, dude,
because I didn't have not one off day that weekend.
That is nuts.
Yeah, I had that Thursday off, and that's when I found out stuff. And then that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I had to work both jobs. Cause I'm a bartender, you know, I work all the weekends. And yeah, I had to do that and that. I was having anxiety attacks. I had an anxiety attack in the car, and I had to pull over because I couldn't drive. I was limp. I've never had an anxiety attack that bad. And thank God for my boyfriend helping me out. Baby, it's okay, calm down. You know, making some tea. Yeah, I appreciate that. Add some whiskey in there.
Right. It's splashing
there. But it was for me to produce that and go through all that. I had a friend, Crystal. She helped me make sure my grammar was. Remember I said I had that friend. Appreciate her.
Shout out to the grammar police.
Right.
We need you.
And so out of everybody that, you know, I had her help me, and then I had myself, and my boyfriend looked it over a couple of times just to make sure the graphics was okay because he's a photographer.
Right.
So, but he loved it. He was like, "You did all this?" It was like, "Yeah, man." When I finally had a chance to sleep, I slept for like 13 hours. I never sleep that long.
Understandable.
I only sleep like 5 hours, but I slept like 13 hours. That was a long sleep. Because I was like, all right, it's done. And then once I thought everything was done and being processed, here comes the stuff with the printing company. This is wrong. It's the wrong size. We had to move this. Like, don't move my stuff. Then I had to go back. Had to go back in the thing I was using for the design, move that around, get it back to them. We had to move. Nah, don't move that. Put that back. So I had to go back. It was like back and forth for like, oh my God, like 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks. Dang. Yeah. Because the way they was moving stuff was cutting off certain things.
Oh man!
And the way they was moving things was shrinking other things. It was like unproportionate. Like I'm a perfectionist. Like it wasn't the way I did it. So when I went back and actually like got it the way it was, they said they had to make one slight move, and I said, which I did.
Right.
And then when I found out everything was good with them, I had to wait an extra 7 days for the printing company to actually print it to get it shipped to the house. Whew. It was a lot. So, yeah. Because I even had issues funding it because like I said, I funded everything by myself.
Out of pocket. Right.
Everything was out of my pocket. No loan. No, hey, man, I need to borrow this. The only time I asked for money was for the sponsors. That was it.
All right.
That was it. Because doing the photo shoot, it was an 8-hour photo shoot. And I fed the girls. I made sure they ate some hors d'oeuvres and some sandwiches and stuff like that. I provided them some wine and some Tito's. And because I had to get them
loose.
Yeah, because all of them was scared. It was their first photo shoot. Not me, because I looked at it as me when it was my first photo shoot. I had drank a little bit too, and they was a little scared. They was scared to be on camera. They didn't know how to pose. They was like, "Annie, do I look okay?" And then some of them have some genuine smiles. And I wanted them to have some genuine laughs too for the photo, because those are the ones I chose. So I had to go to the shoot. I had to make, talk crap like I always do. Talk crap with them and making sure they laugh. And I got some of the most beautiful smiles from these girls that I added on the calendar too. And it was like, man, get out of my shoot. Like one of them was mad, get out of my shoot. I said, keep laughing.
Right.
And she did good. And one girl actually chose her twice. For the shoot, for the calendar. So she's 2 months.
Okay.
One reason is because of the thing that happened with the 3 girls on the same day. But then another thing is that I had I kind of deserved, she had 2 powerful stories. 2 powerful stories. One was dealing with mental health and the other one was dealing with domestic violence, and both of them tied together. So what I did, her story was huge, was long, man. So I had to, because with her domestic violence, she literally fought for her life. Literally. And then when it dealt with mental health and the stuff she'd been through growing up as a child, I kind of took it as what I went through. Except she was dealing with bullying and everything. So I added that in there, and I just put the thing straight up in half. And I was like, do you mind being 2 months? And she was like, I'm 2 months? I said, yeah, I need it to be 2 months. And she's like, that's fine. I don't care. And she ended up being beautiful. This is a girl. I'm going to show you what else.
Okay. Preview.
I ain't going to show it to y'all, but I'm going to show it to him. Let me see. Where's she at? Nope. It's up here. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, this is one of the pictures I loved. Yeah. Oh my God.
She's May.
Okay.
And then she is March.
Yeah, I saw this one. This is where I stopped. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now I gotta go read part 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Oh, this is where you stopped at? Oh, I would stop at March too. Right. If I was the person reading this calendar, I would stop at March
take
too.
Anymore.
Because hers is between mine and hers and February. Well, the first 3 is powerful. But
gut punches.
Yeah, because even with the person that dealt with verbal abuse, oh gosh,
you never know.
You never know what somebody go through.
Right.
You never know, because these women, at least 2 of them I knew my entire life. Cause I went through high school with them. I went to Murphy with them. We was in a band and everything. And then you know how you go to college. I went to A&M, and she went, I don't even know where she went. But she went somewhere else, and we kind of just split. And when she gave me her stories for the tryout. I don't know what I call that.
I would say the open call.
Open call.
Yeah.
That sounds more professional. The open call. When I put the open call out, and she sent me her story, and I was like, this ain't who I think it is. So I went on Facebook, and it was, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I read her story, and I was like, you know how you stroll it, and I was like, hold up, I gotta take a break.
Right.
And I did not know she went through that much. That's crazy. That's still mind blowing to me. So you never know what people go through, and that's another reason why I bartend. You never know what people go through, and it's just always good to see somebody that's in front of your face kind of happy and smiling, and not like too happy, but like I'm more like a chill happy.
Right. Like
happy and smiling and being real and being natural. Like just talk crap, That's why I got regulars as doctors. I got regulars that are lawyers. I got regulars that are convenient people that work everywhere. Taco Bell. You never know. And it's cool that in my head at the bar, I know where everybody work. But in my head at the bar, nobody else know where they work. So they just talking with each other, having good conversations. And it's but you never know where somebody is coming from. That you never know this person just lost their job.
Right.
And but it's to me as a bartender, I feel like I have to try to make sure this person have a good day at least while I'm in here. And so with that being said, that and the calendar, I feel like both of those kind of tie in, because that having a good day is still kind of tying into the calendar, because it's like after all the stories you read at the end of the story that person overcame all that stuff that they overcame.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It makes me happy. Man, we've been talking for a minute.
I told you, this is your story, man. I don't try to hold you back from talking about anything you don't want to. I just let you flow. Because this is probably load this as a business minute, but it's not really, because we've already talked business. This was more about you and your calendar, because this is historic. I thought this was humongous. So when you told me, yo, I'm gonna do the interview with you, I'm like, bet, thank you, let's get it. Because when you told me what it was, I was just like, yes. Because I mean, in this age, there's so much that's going on. It's excuse me, politically, class-wise, race-wise, it's so much dividing everybody. Sex-wise, it's like everybody's stretched thin and stressed out and clashing. But here, we get back to what's beautiful, what's important. That's that self-love. And
that's why I wanted a diverse calendar.
Right, you did.
Remember I said I wanted something, I want to be, whatever I do, it's going to be diverse.
Yes.
And I'm glad it's diverse.
A different range of people are, and all ages. That's what I really like.
I go from 24 to 56. I think it's 56.
So if you're listening and you're worried about representation, it's there.
Yeah, it's 24, 56. All ages, all size, all color, all race.
Yeah.
Literally. It's a lot in there.
So, India, if anybody wanted to get up with you to pick up one of these lovely calendars, how could they get in contact with you?
You can go to my website at www.blendiabyindia.com. And then outside of that, I'm at Excite Hair Extensions. Sorry, y'all. He's one of the sponsors, and I can't find him. But I know it's Excite. I got it.
All right.
Excite Hair Salon.
All right.
It's on Providence Street, Mobile, Alabama. And you can go to his website, www.excitehairsalon.com. And he has some as well.
Okay.
Other than that, if anybody would like me to put up some calendars in their stores or in their hair salon or something like that, I definitely can do that as well. Just to try to get the selling going and get everybody to actually see how much hard work that I put into this project.
All right. Hey, I'm glad we got to sit down and really talk about this.
Y'all always making me cry on here.
Hey, man, it's what I do. Especially, I make people cry. So if you want to be a businessman, if you want to come talk to me, be prepared to cry. I'll have the tissue ready.
He literally does. He said it right there with the water.
So, India, again, thank you for taking time out your day. I know you're a busybody. So, yeah.
I gotta go deliver these soaps.
See what I'm talking about?
I just packaged up 40 soaps before I got here.
She's on the move literally all the time. But yeah, if they want to become one of your regulars, shout out where you be bartending.
Okay, so I bartend at Lit Cigar Lounge on Dolphin Street, which is right across the street from Loaded Beer Car, but right next door to TP Kropmeyer. And then I also bartend at Lore Nightclub, but I don't bartend downstairs. I have my own specialty bar upstairs, but I make specialty cocktails every Saturday.
Awesome. Speaking of specialty cocktails, you were recently in a competition.
Yeah, I was. I didn't win, though, but I made a good cocktail and everybody liked it.
Yo, shout it out real quick because I seen pictures and I'm like, dude, I got to go try this thing. Yeah,
so it's called Twisted Romance, and it's made with Tito's vodka. Yeah, I make a lot of stuff with Tito's, but I really don't drink it. Everybody know I love Maker's Mark. But it's made... Bruh. If they sponsor me, bruh, that'd be like the best thing ever. Besides the calendar.
Gotcha.
But so it's made with Tito's vodka. That I made is fresh raspberries, fresh mint, and it's a pomegranate Perlomo simple syrup. Perlomo is a fruit from Cuba. One of my regulars have a big old tree, and I went over got. So it has the sourness of a lemon, but the bitterness of a grapefruit. Ooh. And it's all in one lemon, and I made a pomegranate simple syrup out of it.
Yo.
Yeah, I made it from scratch.
Yo, you low key are a little chemist. Like, if you don't follow India, please do. She has these sessions where she goes online and she's making her products, and when I can, I try to watch it because I'm amazed by stuff like that.
Really?
I'm one of those weird kids.
To me, it's just like, it's just normal.
Dude, it's the coolest thing ever because you're like, you know how like people who cook or bake cakes, they're able to do their thing and talk and do that. You're making your products and talking and answering questions at the same time. Like you might be telling a story about how your day went or what you're about to do this for. And I'm just like, how is she so like the last one I watched, you were making bath bombs.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bruh, how are you taking all these chemical compounds and additives and stuff and you just do?
It's just normal to me.
That's crazy.
And I used to do them. Like every now and then you'll see me doing a live video on my Blendia page on Facebook. And you'll see me like making a product, but a good 20%, sometimes that stuff I be making on Facebook, I be making out of my head. That's why y'all be seeing me like going to the side, write stuff down.
Oh.
I be making stuff up as I go sometimes.
That's awesome.
Lately it's the holidays, so I haven't had enough time to be creative. But once the holidays are back over and I kind of get back into the swing of things, and my calendar took a lot of time and everything from me. So hopefully in January I can kind of get back to my creative side and start back making soaps and stuff. I make soap out of snake skin, like the shed, and everybody loves that.
Yes.
I make soap out of beer. I make soap out of eggnog. I make soap out of chocolate. I haven't made soap out of wine yet, but I might try it.
That's kind of cool.
I want a whole alcohol line, and then I want just like everything else. My bartender comes out, so I can't help it. Especially when I go live, I be trying to cut back myself a little bit sometimes, but I can't.
Listen.
Because somebody told me their child was watching me. I was like, and he was, and it was like, they was like, yeah, my child was watching you. I was like, oh snap, like which one, like what day? And it was like this day. I was like, ooh. He's like, no, you're fine. It's like, okay.
Right.
Her child is has autism, so her child like watching me make products and stuff. So my goal next year is to actually give me a shop. So I can kind of like invite, some of my kids and stuff that actually follow me over. Because I got so many kids that follow me too. Yeah, that's so cool. And they like follow me and be talking. And next time I go to a market, they be like, oh my God, it's India. Give me a hug. And I was like, okay, cool. The little kid be like 12 years old. I watch your Facebook Live. No, my mom said it's fine. I was like, okay. So I've been kind of like trying to not be me, but I get these looks like this, and people know what I mean when I do those. So, oh gosh, but yeah, that's what I do. Oh, I guess I'll put that on there. I'm on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Blendia by India, LLC. I have a group. The group is more personable. That's why I do all my lives and all my crazy, I guess you would say, outrageous stuff on. And then the Blendia by LLC page is just like all business. But I kind of be myself and be who I am and talk my talk and stuff like that on my group.
Right.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's I'm a member of all of them. Join, follow her, like her page, leave a review if you buy products. And if you haven't bought any, shame on you because they are amazing. I am one of her beardies, even though I had to recently shave mine down.
He had that right there.
I didn't. She made it happen. Let's just put it right there. India, I love these because you bring me back down. I may be having a certain type of day, and then you always leave me with something positive to work towards and make me feel awesome. So I'm pretty sure you did the same for those who are listening and watching this. And thank you again for sharing this, for doing this. This is what the world needs. This is the footprint that you're supposed to leave.
Well, I wanted to be me. I wanted to be, if I can't do anything else on this world, I can be myself. Nobody else can take that from me. You can talk all you want to talk, you can do whatever you want to do, but you can't take me from being me. And I kind of live by that rule, and also the rule, the worst you can say is no.
Yeah. She's not around people.
So right. I love that, aspect. And once I finally found out who I was, when I turned 29, when I was 29, I finally found out who I was, and I'm building upon that character now. It's good. It's good. It's and I guess me finding out who I am actually helping other people. And once that helping other people, that's why I kind of made the calendar, and I was just like this big. I can't even tell you, dude, how I feel when I be seeing reviews and stuff, and people taking pictures and saying how good it is and all this, because all the stuff I've been through trying to produce this thing and try to publish it. Once I finally got this project together in my hand and I sent it out, and now everybody is like, the people that's read it and everything loved it. Because it's like, when you read the stories and then you see the girl, that combination together is like unbelievable. And I think that's what getting people teary-eyed. Mm-hmm. Sorry if I'm making people teary-eyed.
They need it. A good cry is essential to growth, man. Yeah, hats off to you. I can't give you any more flowers if I could.
Thanks.
But yeah, this is India, of Blendia by India.
It's me.
Be confident in your skin. That's the motto. And this is Sirr 2020 podcast. And we out.
Bye.